Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here in Budapest, and I'm at the Asta River Cruise Expo. I'm here with a familiar face, if you know your culinary these days. It's Wolfgang Puck, and we've actually interviewed Wolfgang before, but here we are near where he grew up, just a country away. And there's a reason why he's here, and he just spoke with the Asta group here. We're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Wolfgang, first of all, it's great to see you again here. And we talked to you the other night when we actually had dinner, which is in Spago, which is in the Mathilde Palace. And let's talk about that first, actually. Like, why you partnered with Mathilde Palace on both the restaurant and some other things there. And what is it exactly?
Well, I think the Mathilde Palace is a beautiful historical palace, over 120 years old. And it's really an experience. And we, in our restaurants, try to give the guests a great experience. I think the Mathilde Palace, with the marriage with us, with Spago and the cafe together, I think gives the guest a great experience. And I think, for me, that's really important because we want repeat customers. We want people come all the time to our restaurants, and the same thing is at a hotel. And you can stay at the Hilton Hotel or in a Holiday Inn or wherever you are, but you don't get an experience like you get at the Mathilde Palace.
And it was interesting. Now you told me I got to go to the rooftop part now because that's going to be interesting. It really is. And then breakfast at the cafe was also amazing. But your whole career has kind of been you talked about it during this interview that you just had on stage about how you sort of got to the U.S. and started, and eventually you opened your own place, which was, of course, Spago, right?
Yeah, I opened Spago 41 years ago.
Which is incredible.
It's incredible. What I always tell people, longevity is really, for me, what I'm the most proud of, being married for 40 or 50 years, it's an amazing achievement. Having a business for 40 years is an achievement. So I think Spago is still being open, still being relevant, and still doing really well. It's really, for me, a big reward.
Well, that's what you said. You mentioned the longevity of Spago, which, as you said, most restaurants don't last that long, right?
Most restaurants actually have the highest mortality rate of any business, more so than travel agents or anything, for sure. So I think restaurants barely survive 5 years, most of them. 90% fail before that. When I look back at Los Angeles, where I live, all the restaurants who were popular in the 80s, they're all gone now. Yeah. They're all in the cemetery. But we are still here and living really well.
So what's the secret of your success? I think one thing you mentioned was fear, that every time you open a restaurant, that you're worried that people are not going to come.
Fear of failure is a great motivation. You don't want to fail, so you work harder, you try harder, you are more curious, you try to innovate and try to change while also keeping part of the tradition. So we want to know, and guests want to know when they come to Spago, we're going to get the best Wiener Schnitzel, or we're going to get a great glass of wine, or a great cocktail, or like you were saying before, get a great breakfast, in some of the hotels where we are. So I think, to me, in a way, thinking about always keeping in back of my mind that it doesn't have to be like that. I see so many of my friends who failed, even they were very good, but they did not change. And I think change is good. If you don't change, I think the world goes by you.
Absolutely. Well, you said fear is one aspect, but are you still having fun doing this?
I love what I do. If not, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. I would be at home watching TV, but I'm bored with that. I love the restaurant business. I love the hotel business. And most of all, I love cooking, and I love our customers.
Yeah, well, that's the key, and you love your customers. And here you are, in partnership with this new hotel here in a beautiful city in Budapest. You were talking about that too. I'm surprised you've never gone to Vienna.
Well, I have been to Vienna many times, but I have never opened a restaurant. You know, if the opportunity is there, maybe I will open one. If not, you know, the Austrians always can drive to Budapest.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you something. It's been amazing to see you here in near your home, and your new restaurant, your new cafe and the Mathilde Palace is really amazing because that's such a beautiful building, incredible history and everything else.
Yeah, no, it is a great place, a great hotel, a luxury boutique hotel. You don't find. You can go to a Hilton or Marriott hotel to find the same thing. You know, this is really a bespoke experience with great restaurants, a great rooftop bar, the Duchess. You have an amazing cafe. You have Spargo restaurant. So you have small venues where people really can take care of you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. It was great to hear you, and great to hear that you came with all these travel advisors here, giving them kind of business advice, you know, because they're in the same. We're all in the hospitality business,
Exactly.
and they kind of took it to heart. And your story is just incredible. And in fact, I think there's a documentary now on Disney Plus about your story.
Yeah.
And you're still going. Your story's not over.
Well, I'm young and I'm still going. I just signed a 50-year lease with the state of California to open a restaurant. So, and I said 50 years is not enough. Give me a 25-year option. So I got 50 years plus a 25-year option. So we'll see you in 50, 60 years.
And then you also have your son is involved now too, right?
Absolutely. You know, that's probably one of the most exciting things for me is Byron, my second son, went to Cornell and worked in some great restaurants. As a matter of fact, I wanted to give him a little bit of my roots. So he's working at Steyrerk in Vienna right now, and I think learning from where he came from about the Austrian food.
And that's a great base to start off. I almost went to that restaurant the other night at the Urging, but we'll see what happens. Again, Wolfgang, great to see you here in Budapest. Good luck with the whole the Mathilde Palace and all your restaurants. I'm sure it's going to be a huge success.
I think the Mathilde Palace will be the most amazing hotel. It really has the bones to be one of the great hotels in the world.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.